Lotus cars, founded by Anthony Colin Bruce Chapman in 1952, became famous for creating lightweight, high-performance race cars that prioritized aerodynamics and agility over brute force. Chapman's philosophy of simplify, then add lightness, led to the creation of some of the most legendary racing machines, including the Lotus 23B. The Lotus 23B was a refined version of the original Lotus 23, built for sports car racing in the early 1960s. It featured a 1.6-liter Ford Lotus twin-cam engine, producing around 140 to 150 horsepower. Weighing only 454 kilograms, 1,000 pounds, this car had an impressive power-to-weight ratio that allowed it to take on much larger and more powerful competitors. The chassis was a tubular space-frame design, wrapped in an ultralight fiberglass body, making it incredibly nimble and quick. Equipped with a 5-speed Hewland gearbox, fully independent suspension, and disc brakes all around, the 23B was designed to dominate the corners and outmaneuver its rivals. Compared to the original Lotus 23, the 23B had a more powerful engine, an upgraded 5-speed transmission for better acceleration, a stiffer chassis for improved handling, and refined aerodynamics that made it even more stable at high speeds. These enhancements made the 23B one of the most competitive race cars of its era, feared by even the biggest names in motorsport. The sight of a Lotus 23B on the track is a thing of beauty. As the engine roars to life, the high-pitched scream of the twin-cam motor echoes through the grandstands. The car launches off the line with effortless speed, hugging every corner with surgical precision. The driver, strapped into the tiny cockpit, fights against the G-forces as the Lotus dances through the bends, its featherlight frame responding instantly to every movement. Down the straightaways, the car slices through the air like a missile, the roar of the exhaust leaving a trail of excitement. This legendary machine appeared in numerous competitions, including the 1962 Nürburgring 1000 km, where Jim Clark stunned the racing world by leading the race against Ferraris and Porsches with 3 times the engine size. The Lotus 23B also competed in British and European sports car championships, as well as events sanctioned by the Sports Car Club of America, SCCA. Though an earlier Lotus 23 attempted to race at Le Mans in 1962, race officials controversially prevented it from competing, fearing it would disrupt the dominance of larger manufacturers. The 23B was driven by some of the most talented racers of its time, including Jim Clark, Frank Gardner, and Paul Hawkins. Jim Clark, one of the greatest drivers in Formula One history, famously piloted a Lotus 23 at Nürburgring, proving that agility and balance could overcome sheer horsepower. The first owners of the Lotus 23B were private racing teams who wanted an edge over their competition, making it a favorite among independent racers looking for an affordable yet unbeatable machine. The Lotus 23B was so dominant that race organizers often looked for ways to limit its success. It was an underdog that consistently outperformed its rivals, showing the world that intelligence and engineering could triumph over raw power. Even today, the 23B continues to compete in historic racing events, its high-revving engine and razor-sharp handling reminding everyone why it remains one of the greatest lightweight race cars of all time.